Okay guys, I know it has been forever. There have been a ton of changes and a ton of things happening in our lives that has kind of just made it really hard to have any time to do this. But now life is starting to go back to normal, so I'm gonna have time. So trying to conceive, we are still trying. We started Clomid 2 cycles ago. The first cycle we were pregnant and it ended up being a chemical. The second cycle we did not get pregnant. And then this cycle, you can still probably kind of hear, we were sick for like the last week and a half. And I have noticed that after our stillbirth, and then probably the chemical too aided in this, but when I am sick or tired or exhausted, I tend to be more into my own feelings, and then I start to become negative and cynical about the whole situation, which isn't me. I'm not really a negative person. So when that happens, I've realized that I need to take better care of myself. So for this month we are skipping Clomid because I don't want to add the hormonal craziness that becomes me when I am taking Clomid. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit, to kind of affect the fact that I'm already feeling kind of down. So we are still trying, but I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that this year we will get pregnant and things will be fine. But yeah, that is what it is. As far as trying to conceive after a loss, I actually just wrote a really long blog post that you guys can definitely go visit if you want to. But really it's a mess of emotions and it's crazy and you're not really sure what you want all the time. So I go for like the first couple days of my cycle from being really negative and feeling horrible to being excited about the possibilities of the next cycle to preparing for the actual trying part and almost over planning everything, like needing it to be perfect, researching it to death. And then of course my husband gets really excited, and then the time starts when we're actually trying and it becomes very overwhelming. You're timing everything down to the T, and then you feel guilty if you miss a day or if you miss the right opportunity or if things just don't happen or if you guys get into a little argument. It kind of makes things feel off. It almost takes your relationship to this place where you don't feel like you're doing it for the right reasons anymore. Like you just feel like you're doing things to get it checked off your list. And for me it's really annoying, and I'm sure it is for my husband too, but we've realized it is what it is. I mean, as much as we want to not try, not trying would make us go more crazy. Does that make sense? It would make us feel guilty for not putting in the effort, where putting in the effort makes us feel guilty for not enjoying it. And we will take the lesser of the two evils, and we will go with trying as hard as we can just to not feel guilty. So there's that. And then the last, the 2-week wait, the big evil time, is just horrific after you've experienced a loss. And I think more so that we have experienced ectopic pregnancies because I almost have to know when I'm pregnant so that we can immediately start getting levels checked, because I am so fearful of us having another ectopic pregnancy. And if you're not aware of our past, we have had 3 ectopic pregnancies, and then our daughter was stillborn after a placental abruption, and then we've had 3 other losses besides those. For 2 of them were chemicals. One of them we conceived on depot and had severe defects and had heart fluctuations at 10.5 weeks, and it wasn't the right time for a baby, and then it was for sure the baby wasn't going to live, and we terminated that at 10.5 weeks. And you can judge me all you want. I've lived from it, I've learned from it, I've grown from it, and there's really nothing you can say because there was no other option. But the ectopic pregnancies, so the first one we felt, like we went into the hospital because I was having severe stomach pains, and at the time I didn't know what ectopic meant. I didn't even know that was a possibility. So then we had our youngest son, Bryce, who is now 2.5, and after we had him, we had a pregnancy when he was 4.5 months old in January, and we found out because he wasn't breastfeeding properly. He was freaking out every time we would breastfeed, and sure enough, we were pregnant, and then we lost that baby a week later. And then in June or July, towards the end of June, early July, we found out we were pregnant again, and then we lost that baby too. But the reason we lost that baby is because I had slight spotting at a marriage retreat, and I freaked out because of the loss that we had just had, and we went into the hospital, and my numbers, can you tell I'm sick? My numbers had not doubled in a week. And if you're new to trying to conceive, your numbers should double every 24 to 78 hours, depending. And that's a sign of a good, healthy growth in your pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancies or miscarriages tend to taper out or go down. So, obviously, something was wrong, and since we had a history of the first ectopic pregnancy, we went to my OB that Monday and found out it was ectopic, and they had to do a laparoscopic surgery, and I was already bleeding internally, but I felt no pain from it, and he found the remnants of the pregnancy from that January. So that was 2 ectopic pregnancies that I hadn't felt. So now I feel like I need to know when I'm pregnant, like immediately, because I could essentially bleed to death and not know at all. So the last 2 weeks is just anxiety. And I mean, I'm sure you can tell just by the way I talk about it. It freaks me out, the whole idea. And then, I don't know, it's hard. And then we were almost like, and this is so stupid to say, but we, in our minds, were almost there. We were almost a complete and happy family unit. We had our 2 sons. We had our stepdaughter, which we never see, but she's still eventually going to be a part of our family when the timing is proper for that. And then we were about to have our daughter, and then, she was gone. And I think it's hard because you feel cheated out of something that you wanted, even though I know it's in God's hands and there's a plan there, and it's made me realize that even if I had a daughter next, like, that would not be it for our family. We would want more, and now we do want more, and we do eventually want to adopt, because I'm adopted, and my husband's family has a history of adoption, and my family does. That's something we've definitely felt called for. It's difficult because we so badly want to have a daughter, but we don't want to cheat ourselves out of being happy or excited if we had another boy. And we don't want to cheat ourselves out of being excited for the fact that we have 2 beautiful boys. So it's an emotional thing, trying to conceive after having a loss. Any loss. I mean, we've gone through a lot of them. So any of your losses, no matter when they happen and no matter how they happen, it's really hard. It's a struggle, but I think ultimately it's worth it. And I will say that we have everything planned out for our next pregnancy. We've already ordered the pregnancy stickers and a coming home outfit, and we have baby wraps like crazy that I use with my 2.5-year-old, but obviously their intention is for the next baby. We've already decided that I'm going to be going crazy on maternity clothes that kind of highlight the pregnancy, because I definitely want people to understand that we are expecting a child, so that no matter how long the pregnancy lasts, as many people can know about that child as possible. Okay, Clomid. Let's talk about Clomid, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering how Clomid is affecting us, and this is getting really long, so I'm going to finish this out. So Clomid, we take it cycle day 5 through 11. We are not 5 through 10, 5 through 9. 5 through 9. We are not monitored on Clomid because I have normal cycles, and the entire point of taking the Clomid is to just give us a better chance of conception. I really don't want to hear the negative comments. You guys can go ahead though, keep going, and post all your negative stuff about why we shouldn't take Clomid. I really, really dare you to, because I won't read any of it. I really don't care. But I do understand that there are going to be people who watch this, who haven't gone through what we've gone through, who don't have the same intentions as we have, whose doctors are going to offer them this option, and they are going to think it's a great risk. So please do comment them. I will not read them, but I'm sure it's going to be beneficial to somebody out there who is watching this and thinking Clomid's a great idea and they shouldn't be monitored. You should be monitored when you're on Clomid under normal circumstances. So we take Clomid, and by the second day of taking the tablets, I become very paranoid and over thoughtful, I think too much. Obviously you can tell I'm not taking it. So you think too much, and then things start to sink in that you wouldn't normally think about, and you begin judging what's happening on a different level than what you normally would, which can cause you to be irrational and angry and a little bit hurtful towards your husband when he tells you normal things he tells you anyway that you just perceive differently because of the Clomid. So that's about that. And for me, that lasts until I'm done taking the pills, and then the next day, the day after I've taken my last pill, is kind of like a, I'm sorry, but it's gonna come out horribly. I become the world's biggest B word for that day. I mean, and there's no reasoning with me. I can't even reason it myself right now. I mean, it's awful. And I don't go crazy, but it's just, I'm not satisfied with anything. Nothing makes me happy, and there's nothing you can say right. And I will tell you why you're wrong, even though you're clearly not. It's just stupid. And so normally, for the past cycle, after I realized that was a thing, I just kind of try not to be too involved with people that don't know me very well and who don't know the situation, or I warn them that this is not me, this is just my emotions and my hormones. And Bryce is awake. Brycey, come downstairs. Okay, so he's coming downstairs, so I'm going to get off, but the last thing I want to leave you with is that Clomid only takes like a week after I've taken it to completely rationalize my behavior back. Brycey, do you want to come here? Are you still tired? You want to go in your room? Okay. So, okay, we're gonna go real fast because I gotta get off. So Clomid, messing with my ovulation. My normal cycles are 26 to 29 days, depending on just variables. I normally ovulate day 15 or 16. With Clomid, I've been ovulating day 17, and my cycle has lasted 30 days. So that's kind of the gist of what Clomid has done for us. So I will update you guys on what happens now that we're skipping a cycle of Clomid to see just kind of, I just don't want to be crazy right now. So I will let you guys know that, and I am going to go get him back in bed because I'm sure he's still exhausted. We played at the park all day. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this update. If you go to my next update that hopefully I will do, I'm going to talk more about my doula business and becoming a doula and working with Stillbirthday. Yeah, so there's that. I will see you guys later, hopefully, and hopefully I get this uploaded. If not, or if it's not like the 4th of April when I upload it, you guys really need to get on me to do these because it does help a lot for me. It helps me remember where I was in my grief and in my mourning and in just this whole process. And I know it probably ends up helping a lot of people. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later.